right, welcome everyone to our first home services marketing trend YouTube series, Why You Should Be on Google Local Services. My name is Chris Fasano. I am the Director of Digital Marketing at Overit Media, a marketing agency in upstate New York, Albany, New York. At Overit, we focus on marketing, advertising, creative for a wide variety of verticals and industries, but we have a really deep understanding and focus on the home service industry. And this year, we have launched a real strong effort on creating a whole bunch of content around marketing efforts in this industry, and stemming primarily from a report, a 2021 marketing trends report that we released early this year, focused around pest control. Now, while this, which is available to download, there's a link in the description you can look at. Now, while this is pest specific, the information and the trends in the report is directly applicable to all home service industries, clients, HVAC, electricians, anything in the home service realm will be very applicable there. So I urge you to give it a download. Even if you're not directly in the pest control industry, I think you really will benefit regardless. The link, again, is in the description below. Now, in addition to that, we also have an interactive roundtable series, which I think is very unique compared to all of the webinars and things you're seeing out there. And really what the roundtable does is we pick topics that come out of that trends report, and we basically have an open invite link where you can come join us, and it's an open discussion. We don't have a big presentation. There's not a long, boring deck to go through. It's really our team and whoever comes in just discussing issues that you might be having in your marketing around a certain topic, how we can help. And we're really there to offer our advice and expertise and have a nice roundtable discussion. We recently had our first one that was around the topic of your off-site SEO, if you will, your off-site face, meaning in home services, it's really, really important. And we're going to talk a little bit about one of these avenues today to make sure people can find you and get to your company without ever having to go to your website. That was the first roundtable series. And we had a really nice discussion, and it was really great. I'm looking forward to the next ones. We have a series coming out. Our next one will be on the topic, the very important topic, one of the most important to me, and that's on real-time data and analytics, how you're pulling your data in and how you're using that data to drive your business forward. So that'll be our next roundtable series. And then we do these YouTube series. And the YouTube series is just more of a sort of a rehash of what we spoke about in the roundtable, what we saw in the trends, and it lives on YouTube for you to come and watch at your leisure. And when you're looking for ideas, or you're trying to justify or understand different marketing efforts in the home service space, this channel here will be a good resource for you. So I urge you to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these automatically notified when new ones come out. But really, if you're really interested in learning more about Overit, or just getting access to all of this information, our trends reports, our YouTube series, our roundtables, the best thing to do is just opt in to our email list, which would then automatically send you this information and content when it comes out. To do that, there's a link in the description. Just click on that link. It'll take you to a landing page or the form. Just put in a brief, your information, name, email, and that's all you have to do. And we will start to send you this information as it comes out. Okay, so let's start with the topic at hand today, and that is why you should be using Google Local Services in the home service industry. I guess to start, what is Google Local Services? If you're not aware of that, I think that would be the first step in understanding why you should use it. So Google Local Services is a product that Google offers. It's a paid product that Google offers in addition to their Google AdWords and display products. This is not the same thing. It's in addition to their organic product, like a Google My Business and a map and their search terms, etc. And what this does is primarily for local businesses, and not all businesses in the home service vertical are applicable. You have to see if yours applies, but pest control, HVAC, electricians, these things we know you can get a Google Local Service ad up and running if you're part of that. And there's different requirements and different things you have to do to get approved to serve these ads. And I'll talk to you a little bit about what those are in a second. So The best way for me to do this is I'm going to share the screen here, and I'm going to show you what they look like on a search engine and what they look like on a search page. So what you see here is a SERP, right? This is a search engine result page, and you can see here that I typed in the search term HVAC repair near me. And what you can see is a couple things happening. This is sort of the suite of Google products at work. Right up top here is Google Local Services. This is the GLS pack. So what you can notice right away is that it's at the top of the page. You don't have to go very far before I can find 3 companies that will service HVAC and are in my area. I live in Glenmont, New York, and you can see right here, serves Glenmont, serves Glenmont, serves Glenmont. Not only that, I can go right in here. I can see their reviews. I can see how long they've been in business. And then if I click here, it gives me a little more of a description about the company. And then all I have to do is just call and click. If I'm on mobile, I just click to call. So number one reason why you should be on GLS if you're a home service client is because it owns the top spot. You don't even have to scroll. I typed in and it's right there. On the phone, it's a little more, it's actually a lot more prominent, right? Because on a phone, you have limited real estate and it's right there on the top, okay? So that's the number one reason why you should be on it, because it's above everything else. What is it above? Next, you can see that these are Google Ads. Google Ads were always the first spot on the SERP, but now they've been replaced by Google Local Services. So, okay, I don't want any of these. Next up is Google Ads. So you make your way through some of these ads. The next piece of this is the map pack, which I'm sure everyone is familiar with. And this is Google My Business here. And then this gives you a little, where they are located, et cetera. And then also you come down here and now you have your organic results. So if you're not on Google Local Services, you are missing out on one of the most primary clicked places for home service. There are some really nice statistics, and I think over 50%, I forget what the true percent, but it's around 50% or so. When you do a local search, people are clicking on a Google Local Service ad. So if you're not here, and let's say you're only in organic and on the map, there are 2 places where people can click on your competitors before they get to you. If you are doing AdWords and not local, now you have 1 place where they can click on competitors, and this is the most highly clicked sort of area for local search. So it's really, really imperative, and we tell all of our clients it's the number one thing they have to do when we're getting them set up for paid advertising. You have to be on local services. Okay, so this is what it is. This is what it provides. Now, let me talk a little bit about what these sort of check marks are and all of this. So another advantage of Google Local Services is it's Google guaranteed. And what that means is if for some reason if I choose this company here and I go through and they come and do the service and I'm terribly unsatisfied, Google will guarantee that up to a certain value. And they would actually pay back that money, if we were dissatisfied. And that check mark and that guarantee is a really nice psychological impetus for me to click on that, because not only do I see that they have a lot of reviews, not only do I see that they have all of these great, attributes when I click in the description, but there's this big green check mark that's guaranteeing something for me. And that's a real guarantee with money behind it. So that really matters. And it's just another reason why I'm going to click on that before I'm going to click on something else. So that's a really great, reason to have that as well, right? Somebody's guaranteeing that. And the reason why Google guarantees it is because there's a process you have to go through to sign up. So for example, for a pest control company, the pest control company, the owner has to go through a background check, has to fill out a bunch of information. For HVAC, it might be a little more involved. I think some of the technicians have to be background checked. But the point is that there's a process, a vetting process that Google goes through to make sure that the company, will come through, be reliable, and do a service. And once you're approved for that, you get the Google guarantee. So it's really, really important that, you get there, you get that green check mark, and you work to get top placement, okay? So that's the first part of this that I want to stress why it's so important. Now, how does it work? Google Ads, like we traditionally know them, like up in here, they work by keywords. So if I type in, like I did, HVAC repair near me, that triggers a keyword that will then sort of serve me an ad that gets triggered off this keyword. For Google Local Services, there are no keywords that trip it, but rather in the description of this, if I go in here, you see these, there's all these different AC maintenance, install, heating, repair. It uses these, your description, sort of as the keywords. So on the setup and the optimization, there's really not much that you have to do to set up in terms of that. Now, there are some tricks of the trade to help you get better placement, which I'll talk about a little bit towards the end. But in terms of optimization, it's not like Google Ads where you have to constantly be going in, look at the keywords, pausing some, making sure they're performing. It's much easier on an ongoing basis, okay? So that's how you basically set up your description, you set up your location. Let me go back in. You set up your location, you search, serving Albany and the nearby areas. You're going to see all these places that they serve, business buy. You put that all in, you put a picture in, and that's it. Then you're set to go. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, how does it work in terms of bidding and been paid, right? Because this is a paid advertising medium. It is not organic. So previously, I think since about a year now, it has moved to what's called a bid, a sort of a bidding strategy. So before that, it was a fixed lead cost. If you were set up on Google Local and you were in pest control, it would cost you $35 a lead in this area, okay? Fixed. That means every time called the number and it was a valid lead, it would charge you $35 no matter what. The problem with that for Google was that the more reviews you have, the more likely you were to move up in the ranking. And it kind of isn't fair if you think about it, because just because this company has 400 reviews and I have 100, why should they always get top placement? So what they did was Google, they offered a bidding strategy now with it. So what does that mean? Well, I can say to Google on Google Local, you know what? Here's my cap for the month. I only want to spend $500 this month. You bid as much as you need to get me those leads. Or you can say, I only want to bid $35 as my max per lead, or I'm willing to go to 45. The point is, it takes into consideration now your bid and also your review status to move you up and down. So I might have 300 less reviews, but I'm willing to pay $10 more per lead. So then Google might give me placement up here. Okay, so that's a little bit of a strategic, touch to this that you really have to take into consideration. And that's what we at Overit are really, really now keened in on. And we have some really nice data on how to do that and how to make sure we're getting top placement. Okay, so there is a dollar amount to it, and there is a bid strategy behind it. Okay, all right. How does Google place those ads? How does it go? Because if you can see here, these are the top 3. But when I click in here, these are all the other ones, right? Now, these are our Google guaranteed, and they're showing up here. And then these don't have the guarantee, okay? So what happens? Reviews are one of the primary ways that Google is going to place you. The more reviews you have, and the better those reviews are, the more likely you're going to show up in the top pack. That's number 1. Number 2, the bid. The more money you're willing to bid, the more likely you are to go up there. So if you have good reviews and a decent bid, you're more likely going to get placed up there. How do you get reviews? This is always tied into this. And that goes here to your Google map, right? Displaying your reviews. Review campaigns, if you are in home services, should be a major centerpiece for your marketing strategy. And if it is not, I urge you to reconsider the strategy or talk to someone in marketing and consulting that can help you get a review strategy. At Overit, for our home service clients, it's one of the main strategies we implement for our home service clients, a review campaign. We do solicitation. We do different tactics to make sure you're constantly increasing your reviews because everything goes off of those reviews. And Google Local Services is not the exception. They are directly tied to your reviews. You can see it. It's the first thing that shows up in that pack, how many reviews that you have, okay? So you have to build your reviews. It all ties in to Google Local Services, all right? So how do you get set up on Google Local Services? I mentioned before, there is a process. It's sort of, Google hires a company that handles the background checks. It's a little bit of a cumbersome process. It's not hard, it's just tedious. You have to navigate through Google, and Google is a big enterprise, as you can imagine. We have the process pretty well defined here at Overit. If you're looking to get set up on it and you really would like some help, you can reach out to us. Again, go in the description there, click on that link. It'll take you to a page where you can contact us or you can fill out a form. We're happy to get you set up. Once you're set up, though, it's fairly easy, and then it just becomes monitoring it over time, watching your cost per lead, how many leads you're getting, etc. Now, once you're set up in Google Local Services and you're running, the leads are coming in. Now, every time you get a call, it might not necessarily be a lead. So let's say you get 30 calls, and 10 of those things are, one of them's a wrong number, or one of them it's about HVAC and they want to know about gas line something or other, and that's not part of your service. Now, if Google charges you for that lead, there is a very easy way in the dashboard of Google Local Services to dispute that lead. You would click that button, dispute. They would ask the reason why. Google would review it, and 95% of the time, they take it off. They credit you back, and you're not charged for it. They're very good at it, actually, surprisingly good for Google, a big company. And it happens a lot, and it's up to your business to make sure you're keeping an eye on leads that aren't, in fact, leads, and you're getting the money back. At Overit, again, it's part of our process, and we're monitoring this too with our clients, and we're making sure they're being appropriately charged. So I would suggest that if you are going to invest and you are on Google Local Services, that you make sure that you are, in fact, monitoring them, not just for the leads that are coming in, right, but for the leads that aren't real and don't actually lead to a real lead. Okay, so I don't want to keep this too long. I just want to express to you the value that we see in this. We have diverted a significant amount of our spend out of Google AdWords for our home service clients and putting it into Google Local, because it is by far the cheapest lead you'll get. It is the most likely to convert, and it is the most likely to be a true qualified lead. If someone's clicking on that button, they are most likely not calling because they already have a service with you. They are calling because they want something, and therefore in home services, that's the game. People need something, they want to call right away. So the action that you should take if you're watching this is to go to your team, whether it's your marketing team or your agency. If you don't have one, call us, and we and you and they will try to help you get on local. It will be the best thing you can do to generate high quality leads for a low cost that will convert with a very high rate. Again, if you're looking for more information about Google Local Services or any marketing service in the home service space, here at Overit, we're happy to listen. We're happy to give you a free consult, and we're happy to walk you through anything else. I hope to see you at some of our Roundtable series soon, and on the next YouTube video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the link in the description to make sure we can deliver this right to your inbox. I'll talk to you guys soon.